the Houston Rodeo. This is always a big event in Houston, as growing up we had Go Texan Week in school preceding it, with headlining artists, top-notch fair food, hundreds of rodeo events, and the largest coaster collection in Houston. Just how good is the Houston Rodeo, and what are some things you should know before going? Find out in this review. The first thing to mention about the Houston Rodeo is the price, because it gets expensive fast. Admission to the grounds is $15, though third-party concert tickets can be cheaper. I paid $6 a piece for a pair of concert tickets on the day that I visited, as well as an extra $8 Row D ticket in the lower bowl. All concert tickets include ground access, so this could be a cheaper option for an unpopular weekday artist than paying the set $15 gate price. Concert tickets can be much more expensive for closer seats down in the lower bowl, but after sitting in Row D, I really didn't notice much of a difference between that and the way up high cheap seats that I got the last time I went. I'm also not a big concert guy, but it likely shouldn't be a huge deal as you'll be far away from the stage no matter where you sit. Parking is another $25, though off-site lots look to be about $20. Other options, if you want to try and be more creative, could also work. For coaster enthusiasts, the 610 lot is located in the old Astroworld site, so that's neat and obviously sad to see. To access the 610 lot, you will need to go down either Kirby or Fanning, and then turn into it off of Belfort. There should be signs, but it can be a bit confusing if you didn't pre-plan your route to the parking lot. If you're just coming for the concert and to look around the rodeo, even with parking, these prices are fairly reasonable, especially if it is a big name artist that you really want to see. However, all Carnival rides require tickets, and there are no all-day wristbands. Large coasters are around 16 tickets, whereas Wacky Worm is cheaper at 12 tickets, and Little Dipper is the cheapest at 10 tickets. If you are planning a trip in advance, there are discounted pre-sale packages of tickets, normally with 150 tickets for $50 or a $25 discount on tickets, plus additional food and attraction coupons that you get with the package. This is still expensive, but less so than just paying straight up for everything. I needed 140 tickets exactly to ride each of the 5 coasters twice, but the problem is that you don't get a refund on any unused tickets. So you either have to game it so you run out exactly, or otherwise eat the loss for 2 or 4 tickets left on your card. The cards are just paper QR codes that you can buy from a machine, which is an easy way to do this. To reload or add tickets to your card, they do have manned booths as well that make it easy to add in 10 or 20 ticket increments. I imagine this would be more of a pain if the carnival was busy, but there weren't long lines when I visited, and all the coasters were walk-ons due to the high price per ride. I imagine the busier days could draw lines, especially if standby people have to wait on Fast Pass people. Lastly, you will likely need to buy food. Prices vary, but seem to be around $10 to $20 per meal, and $5 or more for a drink. I did find a barbecue place that had $5 sweet tea with $2 refills, and since I like refills, this is probably a pretty good deal. Though, there's a lot of food, so I did not have time nor will to scout all of the various shops looking for the exact best prices. All in, it can be an expensive day, especially compared to going to Six Flags or SeaWorld. But if you're from Houston, you likely won't have access to a ride lineup without paying to travel. As for attractions, included with the grounds admissions are a variety of exhibits located at the NRG Center. Some include displays of animals that you walk through, whereas others have someone there to help explain various animals or things to you. There is also a petting zoo as well as a small arena. as the back half of the energy center is set up with various animals for those competing in different events. I'm not entirely sure how all the rodeo events work, but there's a lot on any given day. Energy Arena also will house different events which should be listed in the event schedule for the day. This includes both events in the main arena itself as well as the exhibit hall off to the side. Additional events have other small arenas off of the junction, most notably Mud and Bustin', which is the adorable event where young kids ride on a sheep. If you're just coming for the concert, all of these are enjoyable to walk around and experience and help add significantly to the overall rodeo experience. Next, you will likely want to check out some food stalls. If you're like my wife looking for Asian food, there was only one stand located outside the Energy Arena, though she didn't order anything from it because the food wasn't Thai food. Drinks like soda or water can get pricey, as soda seems to be about $5 per drink, and some places have it listed as more. I know in previous years, I went ahead and got one of the big lemonade cups for the refills, but this year we found a barbecue place with sweet tea refills for $2 after a $5 drink purchase. This still isn't cheap, but given the fact that I drink a lot of water or juice, this is likely the best deal you're gonna find. Though I didn't scout every single stall, so there are doubtlessly tricks and tips that I'm just unaware of. As for food, there was a large variety of burgers and other traditional amusement park food, as well as quality looking barbecue, since this is Texas after all, and Mexican food, since this is Houston after all. Dishes ranged from $10 to $20 a plate, though since meals don't include a drink, the price is still similar to what you'd find at Six Flags parks or other amusement parks. If you want to try many different food stalls, it could certainly add up quickly, so I'd suggest planning ahead as far as what your food budget is so that you can plan your eating habits accordingly. There also is a wine terrace with a small stage directly in the shadow of the Astrodome, which looks like a nice place to spend an evening if that's your thing. The Carnival has two separate areas that blend together in front of the Astrodome. The junction mainly has smaller or kiddie rides, but normally opens early, around 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. The main Carnival or Midway doesn't open until 4 p.m. on quieter days, but can open as early as 10 a.m. This is clearly posted on the website so you can plan ahead. If you're just coming for the rides, there's not a whole lot of reason to arrive super early, as you'll likely only need an hour or two to see the exhibits and shows throughout the rodeo before the Midway opens. The Carnival itself has a lot of rides and clearly has everything posted on the website, so you can easily plan ahead as far as what you'd like to experience, though the pay-per-price option makes it expensive and or nearly impossible to experience everything. I just focused on the roller coasters and still spent $70 on tickets. Some flat rides do look interesting, including a bunch of ones that will keep you inverted for a long time, a top spin, and even a log flume. At night, the Midway looks incredible, with all the moving parts and flashing lights. Lines weren't too noticeable on my visit as I went on a slower day. They do offer an additional fast pass for $30 that would likely make lines more of a pain on busier days, but the pay-per-ride option should help reduce crowds for the most part. As for the roller coasters or rides that I experienced, there are 5 coasters. A Heidi coaster with no picture was also listed on the website, but I couldn't find this mythical 6th coaster. All coasters allow single riders, so you can easily get all of these coaster credits if you're willing to pay for them. Little Dipper is a small kiddie coaster that does many laps. Despite its size and general lack of forces, I really enjoyed this coaster, and just remember coming off with a feeling of happiness and enjoyment. It is also the cheapest coaster at only 10 tickets. Wacky Wom is good for the genre and gave decent laterals and forces. The main drop is braked, but not as harshly as other models out there. This is still a kiddie coaster, but it is enjoyable for what it is. Crazy Coaster is a subpar spinning wild mouse. These coasters normally combine spinning and a wild mouse for a decent experience while doing neither part particularly well. This one seems to be heavily braked, and the overall experience is rather mild. It is enjoyable for families seeking a milder coaster, but that is its niche. Galaxy Coaster has a lot of filler, as the helixes don't do much in the way of forces. But the first drop in the back row, yes, sit in the back on this one, is an absolutely incredible experience with how sharp and powerful that drop is. Raptor Coaster is the biggest of the coasters and offers solid laterals and forces on most of the turns. The drops and hills don't offer the best of airtime given the minimalistic restraints, but it should be an overall enjoyable coaster. For coaster enthusiasts, they do allow GoPros on all the rides, and I even used my head-mounted GoPro on the 2 kiddie coasters. However, when you email for permission, they do remind you that certain cameras may not be allowed inside the concert. I went out to my car to put up my GoPro before the concert and bought an extra ticket since there normally is not re-entry. However, the gate attendant remembered me, so he didn't even scan my extra ticket on my way back in. All the staff I met was super nice like this, so likely you would not have to buy an extra ticket if you talk to the attendants and explain what you're trying to do. But just be aware that you might have to. Lastly, the main event is the concert and rodeo in NRG Stadium. On a weekday, the rodeo events go from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. They're broadcast on TV live during this time slot, and the performer will likely take the stage for the concert a little after 9 p.m., which was a little late for me and my wife. I don't know much about the rodeo events, but it is always really neat seeing these athletes compete, and the atmosphere with the announcers and jumbotrons help makes it easy to understand and enjoy. Watching the stage go out into the middle of the stadium is also a special experience. The countdown and reveal of the artist is truly a special moment each day of the rodeo. The acoustics inside the stadium, though, are not the best. So it is a nice way to see an artist perform, but likely you won't be able to enjoy their music in a high quality way. Overall, how good is the Houston Rodeo? This is a fascinating experience where you have a chance to see a big ticket musician, experience a variety of food and events, and sample a strong lineup of Carnival rides, if that fits your budget. When it comes to walking around and the concert, you can see an artist with cheap seats for $25 or $75 after parking and 2 tickets. I only paid $6 for our tickets when we went, so all in it would have been $37 for 2 people for tickets and parking, which really is not bad. Food and rides, though, can add up very quickly. With the price, it depends on what you're trying to experience. As a night out and an overall experience, this is well worth a trip if you live in Houston or around the area during the rodeo. As far as an amusement park, though, the ride lineup is solid, though none of the coasters are super great. But the cost likely means you're not getting anywhere close to as good of a deal as most other parks. For the budget-minded or those seeking only strong thrill experiences, you might want to look elsewhere. But for Houstonians, this is a special place when it comes to rides. What has your experience been at the Houston Rodeo? What tips and tricks can you share to help people better experience the rodeo? Let me know. And as always, Kapkun Krap.